Hi, everyone.
Hello.
There we go. All right, so let's get into this. I'm just going to address this really quickly one time. Yes, I've got a problem with my eye. It's swollen. We won't talk about it again, okay?
No. No one even saw anything.
All right, so that's what I'm addressing, and let's just get into it, okay? So, hi guys, welcome to the Streamer Podcast, hosted by me, yours truly, YouKayy. So I actually wanted to do this for a long time, where I create a safe space where we get real about streaming. So this podcast is called the Streamer Podcast, potentially Streamer Therapy, but I haven't really thought about it because this could potentially be the first and the last time I do this. So we shall see. I don't think that you have to be a streamer to appreciate this as well. Like, I feel like even as a viewer, it gives you perspective and insights into the daily life as a streamer. And maybe you get to know us a little bit more on a different level from what you see when we're usually gaming and chatting. So I do hope that you stick around whilst we go through the number of topics and see if we can sail through these waves. So today I am joined by the none other than KitKatGinger, who is, I'm just gonna let you know that if you was to introduce KitKatGinger to your family, they would just be so proud that you even know somebody to her level, to her degree. She is the queen of Sims, I hear, and she is she'll probably win a Nobel Prize for being the most wholesome streamer. But and then we're also joined by CollectionRevolution, who I hear people are saying that CollectionRevolution is a god gamer. Okay, and who are these people? The people is me. I'm people, but no, seriously, he is. I if you go to his channel, you've seen him. If you don't know him, you're missing out. He is literally the. You know what? I'm also going to say you're also the most wholesome as well, because whilst we do different gaming, I do think that you're are so wholesome in the sense that, you know, we can still have those great conversations, those wholesome vibes. He's a retro gamer, but he also plays a variety of games. So yeah, as you can see, he's showing you. But if you're listening to us and you can't see us, then just imagine him pointing to a collection of games that he's got in his.
I just got it.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it all makes sense.
That's it. He's a collection. So that's actually, I think that was everything you need to know about them.
That's it. Great podcast, everybody. Let's wrap it up.
But I actually want you guys to go through and actually talk about your channel a little bit more so they can know a little bit more about you as well from you.
Mm-hmm.
So if KitKat, if you want to go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm KitKat, Cat, whatever you want to call me. I use she, her pronouns. I do variety streaming, lots of Sims 4, some Stardew, Fortnite, if it would ever work again.
Oh, it's not working.
Don't know. It just crashes my computer every single time for like the past 2 weeks.
What, the Fortnite?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's broken. I don't know what's going on, but that's fine. I have a cat. He screams.
That's all you need in life. You need games and cats.
That's great. A collection, if you want to tell us about yourself.
Sure, I'm Tim. I'm a nerd who collects, everything under the sun. Someone say it's a problem. I'm going to say it's a quirk. But yeah, I love retro gaming. I've always loved gaming for such a long time. And my channel really likes to focus on retro content, obscure content, indie games, just more of like the smaller things about gaming that people don't pay attention to as much. I love to share that with my community and just anybody who wants to listen.
Oh, you guys say such nice things. I'm just like, maybe I should have changed the way I introduced you, but okay.
No, I thought
great.
You did great. It warmed my heart. My cheese-covered heart.
Cheese-covered heart. So I actually learned some interesting facts about streaming for those keen to hear it. You probably already know this, but if you average 5 or more viewers, you're in the top 5% of streamers. So did you know that we're in the top 5% of streamers?
That's actually insane.
To
think that a number, because 5 people, when you're streaming, 5 people's crazy. That's like a ton of people to
5
get
people in the room with you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
That's it.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that the fact that that's also the metric for being the top 5% of people streaming on Twitch, right? Just Twitch we're
Twitch.
talking.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's yeah, that's awesome. That feels great, honestly.
Yeah. And there's actually
that.
like over 2 million active affiliates, whilst there's only over 50,000 active partners. So Twitch definitely
more than I
makes,
thought.
yeah, Twitch definitely makes the most amount of money just from us affiliates and not partners, which is quite shocking in some ways. Yet, you know, I feel like if I say something, they might like ban me or something. But
No, let's do it.
Be careful.
I was just gonna say, yet I feel like they don't treat us affiliates as well.
No, it's
for sure.
unfortunately like a lot of other businesses where like the higher ups get paid more, they get treated more well, and then if you're lower, the lower working guys in the mine or whatever, they treat
We're
you
the
like,
guys in the mine.
yeah, we're the dwarves. We're just chopping away, and so that's how they run their business because all of us are like working our way towards the top, but we're not getting there as quickly as maybe some of us had hoped.
Yeah. And, you know, I find it quite interesting. Some people are choosing, I can't believe that they have the choice, but it's great that they do, is that they actually choose not to become partner when they've been accepted for partnership. And there's a handful of people like that. And I find that quite interesting. Because also I've seen some stats where some people have actually shared their stats where they said, this is my chart for when I was affiliate. When I reached partner, this is my viewership just dropped here.
Yeah, there's something to be said about like
That makes sense.
The partner push. I've heard a lot that like you'll push for partner, you'll get it, and then you'll have a huge drop off. And I wonder why that is. Like everyone's just excited to help, and then you hit the goal, and they're like, well,
maybe
see ya. Something about the joy of that, but.
Have you guys had a chance to look at Solly Gnome? So if you guys don't know, there is a website called Solly Gnome. It's SULLYGNOME.com. And they actually give you heaps of streaming intel graphs, if you like, you know, looking at graphs. There's also like the
if you're a nerd,
there's charts, there's percentages, there's heaps of things. I'm not gonna go on and on about it, but you can definitely go search that, and also you can search your own. And to be honest, I suggest you don't.
I didn't.
I think it's good because you can know your numbers. You
True.
You can kind of feel out where you are.
That's
Sometimes
true.
it does hurt, seeing some numbers that you're not privy to.
Yeah.
Like it tells you how much you've streamed. It tells you how many people are watching you, your average, a lot of things that you might not be as aware of. But I think it's always good to be aware. Even if it hurts, it's good to have the knowledge.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So should we get into our origin stories?
Let me go get my Batman costume.
So I'll start with KitKat. So what inspired you to start streaming and how did you get into it?
So I didn't even know Twitch existed until like sometime in the fall of 2020. I started playing Sims 4 again just on my PlayStation back in the summer of 2020 because, you know, we're at home doing absolutely nothing. And I don't have anyone who lives here besides animals, so no one to talk to. Or, well, they try to talk back a little bit.
Him,
yeah, but you don't want to.
He does. It's just not a coherent conversation. But so I was just playing Sims again, and for some reason on my YouTube channel, like I hadn't been watching any gamer content, but like Sims content was coming up because everybody's watching us. The system. The big guys are watching us and know our data. They know what I bought. But so I saw like Sims YouTubers come up and I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, this is fun. Let me watch this. And then like that led me to Twitch because one of them or most of all of them have like Twitch channels. And I was like, what's that? I literally for the longest time did not realize that people were live.
Oh.
Just thought they were VODs. Yeah, I was just watching VODs. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, there's like people they're talking to, but I still didn't like understand that I could watch it live. So at one point I like went to the Sims category just looking for Sim streamers and found somebody who I still watch and hang out in their chat to this day. They like work during or they stream during my work hours, and so I can just lurk and listen or not work, whatever, you know, don't tell my boss. But I decided to start streaming in May of 21 because I was like, this sounds like this looks like a lot of fun to have a community, to be able to talk to people who have similar interests in games. Because I don't have any local friends, but like local gamer friends especially. I just wanted to find community in the space, and so that was a main reason. And I got a PC finally, so I was like, oh, I can do like
Yeah.
Now I'm a real gamer.
I'm a real gamer.
Yeah, I was playing Sims 4 on the PlayStation.
Okay.
Not ideal.
Oh gosh.
No, that is definitely a PC game.
Yeah, honestly, it's so wild to me how different your gaming experience is when you're playing like on your TV, whatever, versus on your computer. It's so different. I did not even realize how different it is.
Yeah. I'm still a console gamer at heart, but I see the joy in certain games on PC.
Yeah. So how about you, Collection? Your origin story of becoming a god gamer, like, and when did you get, your halo on top of your head? Like, when did that come? Because if you can't see it, it's there. There's a halo above his head.
It's right above frame.
Yeah, it's it's the frame rate. It's hard to tell. You need a higher frame rate to see it right now. It's okay. So yeah, when I've been gaming ever since I was like 3. I was playing Super Mario Brothers up until like the Nintendo 64. My dad was a big gamer. So he would always get the latest consoles, and I'd always be playing. I would play the previous console. He would like give me the old one, and he'd be playing the new one. So I like grew up playing everything. As far as streaming goes, I was going to college in 2020. I started in 2020. October 6th was my first official stream. I was during 2020. I was going to college. I was working. I was making potato chips. I was working at a potato chip factory. It was just me.
I thought you were saying that was like. I thought you were just going to say like that's how much. Yeah, like that's how much they were paying you in potato chips.
Yep, they started paying me in potato chips. I'll take it.
Delicious.
But no, it was a newer company, so they hired me to like make potato chips. And then COVID hit, and my college shut down because there weren't enough teachers working to teach the classes, and they didn't have the online infrastructure yet, so they took the time off to set that up. And I got let go from my job because nobody was buying the local chips. So I was like, okay, what the heck am I going to do now? So I decided to start streaming because my brother and I did YouTube for a long time and are still doing it with our channel to keep up. And so we were doing that, and I was kind of in the space. Like, I made CollectionRevolution in 2017 on Instagram, and I was doing gaming photography and kind of growing a small community there. And then my friend Ashley, she started streaming, and she kind of inspired me to start streaming because I was like, well, what else am I going to do with my time? Like, I'm at home, I'm stuck at home like everybody else, and I love gaming, and I'm like, what can I do here? So yeah, I kind of just jumped on and I've been trying ever since, playing different games, streaming. Like, it has become such a bigger thing than I thought it was going to be. It initially was just a hobby, something to fill the time. But then I was like, I think I can make this like a full-time job. So I've been doing it ever since.
That's great. You really took me on a journey. I really enjoyed that. I actually learned things about you, like some things like I didn't realize about the whole potato chip thing. So that was very interesting. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess I'll just talk about mine, I guess.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Share with us your experience.
Yeah, so I guess what inspired me to start streaming was actually COVID. I feel like that was most people's reason.
Yep.
So it's because I actually didn't really understand Twitch. I've seen some of my friends and partners, like my partner watching Twitch. I never really understood it. And then one day, like I was gaming with my friends, and then my partner just turned to me and said, "Hey, why don't you just stream?" And I was like, okay, like on Twitch. And then I had to like do a bunch of research. But actually, when I was a teenager, so many years ago, my sister, my sister actually told me, why don't I become a YouTuber? That was when like YouTube was like growing. It's not what it is today. And look, I think back and I think maybe I should have done it. And she just thought like I was hilarious. And like when I'm together with like my friends and my siblings, like, she's just like, why don't you just do that? And I was like, you know what? Like maybe I should. And I never did it. And so I fully regret not going back because imagine if I was YouKayy the YouTuber, like how different would that have been?
Plus, I mean, you probably would have been pretty ahead of the curve with a lot of that stuff. Like,
I know.
to get such a head start. Because, like, when I think about how I wish I started streaming years before, because I think I probably would have got a much bigger bump than actually starting when everybody else did.
Yeah.
But it is funny because streaming wasn't that big before.
No.
Before 2020. Like, it was big, but it definitely... It's not how it is now.
No. But to be honest, I actually just started streaming for my friends. So we were just, I was streaming for them. So if you actually look at any of my old VODs, it's so it's so like cringy and unhinged. But it's just because I'm talking to my friends. And then all of a sudden I started getting random other people coming in. And then I was like, hello, who are you? Like, just
what are you doing here?
A stranger find me?
Yeah, and it was so bizarre, and then it just grew to what it is today. It's insane. Yeah. I will say I did take a year out of streaming as well, and I had my little bear and everything, but it was hard getting back into it. I will say this, and I probably, without you guys being my friends, like just having streamer friends like you two, honestly really helped me feel more confident getting back into streaming. And you guys always made me feel comfortable during that time that I was off. Whenever I came into your chat, you always made me feel safe and comfortable. So I do want to thank you both for that. Yeah. All right.
Of course, I'm more than happy to make everybody feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm glad you feel comfortable in there too.
Don't stop trying to make me cry.
Okay, I'm stopping. All right, can we just say other things like butts and farts and
oh yeah. Oh, I got farts. Hold on.
Coconuts. Butts and coconuts. Yeah. I don't know.
Chicken nuggets. Am I right? Anybody want some chili? We got chili.
Why do you have that on your desk?
Is it in a bag?
Why do you have a bag of chili on your desk?
One of my friends will appreciate this. I got sent this by someone in my community. They want me to eat it, and that's it.
Oh.
I like prop comedy. I like just pulling up random stuff for comedy reasons.
That's great.
So
heard negative things about Skyline chili. Never had it.
But negative?
I have.
Oh. I don't like chili.
Though.
I don't like chili to begin with, but my friend says it's the best chili ever, and I'm like,
have you had it,
okay,
KitKat?
Skyline specifically.
So weird.
No, I've heard bad things.
Oh gosh,
I'm scared of it.
Well, now I'm looking forward to him eating it now because of the bad things. To be honest, not that his friend said it's a good thing, but because you said it's a bad thing.
I love it. Yeah, my friend Lord Bale, he stands by it. He loves it. So that's why he sent it to me to try. But
I love that people send you things. That's so nice.
Yeah, it always blows me away. I mean, even just getting like a gift sub or something, like I'm like, you guys don't have to do that. I mean, I really appreciate it. But yeah, just getting sent stuff is really
that's nice.
My community's great. Our communities are great, really.
I'm gonna send you guys things one day.
I hope it's a pencil.
Oh, a pencil specifically.
I mean, I've already gotten something from you. I don't need anything.
Did you get something? Oh yeah, I gave you a postcard. Oh, look at that! It's a postcard of a koala, and it's kind of like an animated postcard where if you move it around, the koala moves.
Oh,
you get
that's the future.
He's 3D.
It's 3D koala.
Whoa! He's really here. Magic.
So what kind of games are you guys enjoying at the moment, would you say? Like, which games have caught your attention?
Can I say every game?
No.
Let me see. I have been excitedly exploding on stream every time I play Astrobot. The new
oh my gosh,
5.
yes.
Like, it's so good. It's just like a one of the best 3D platform, one of the best games I've played this year. It's just super fun. I think it's great for everybody, not just like, retro gamers or like, any type of gamer can really play it because it's so fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, Rilla keeps seeing you play it and then it instantly logs on to your, and then he's like, I need to get this. I need to get this game.
Yeah. I can't recommend it enough.
I actually played the other version, the one before that on PlayStation.
Yep.
Do you know what game that is, KitKat? Astro Boy?
I don't. Astro Boy
Astrobot.
or
Astrobot. Sorry, Astrobot. I'm sorry. Astro Boy is
Astro Boy's the anime.
anime.
We
Sorry,
can play that game
I'm thinking about it. See, this is my wee brain. Sorry.
No, I
do
know
have an
that
Astro Boy
Collection's been
game.
playing it.
Yeah, she's doing some research right now.
Like, I'm gonna. Where can I get it?
Everywhere.
So it's a game created by PlayStation, and originally it was just like not really a proper game. It was just something that they did, but now. And it was free. It was free to play, and it was quite cool. You'd go
like
into
a tech demo.
Yeah, it was like that, and
Okay.
it was free to play, and you would just go into the different like rooms and things, and it was just it was great. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Mario as well. I don't know
Like
if you
Super
got
Mario
that
64
vibe. That's
or
it. Yeah.
Odyssey, something like that.
That's right, yeah.
Heavily, it feels very inspired by a lot of Mario games.
Yeah. So I definitely think it was such a cool thing, and I think it's crazy that they've turned it into a game and like a proper. It was always a game, but like turned into a paid game. If that makes
Yeah.
Because before the one on the PlayStation 5, there was a VR game. And it was same thing. It played a lot like how you play the newer games, but it was in VR. So you'd have to like look around corners and move him around and like use your perspective to solve the puzzle. So that's really cool. Yeah, VR's tough though. VR, I still get sick, and I've been using VR for years. It's intense.
I don't think I've ever
Astrobot,
played.
highly recommend.
I don't think I've ever played a VR game. Oh,
Really?
yeah.
It's quite the experience. It can be a little intense. It's scary. I love horror games. I won't play anything horror in VR. It's way too realistic. It's terrifying.
I don't want to play horror. Full stop.
Just in general.
No.
What about you, KitKat? What games are you enjoying at the moment?
Oh, what about me? Well, we always would be playing a lot of Sims 4, even off stream. I'll just be like, you know what I want to do? I want to build something.
You know what I haven't played in a while?
Since yesterday. The Sims.
You're doing a challenge, right?
Yes. So every so often, usually when Pete requests it, we'll do a shell challenge, which is basically like I'll build like boxes in build mode, and then like people in the community, or honestly whoever comes across it, can put them either like right now we have like it's called brick or treat, because I just made a bunch of boxes that you could like fit together, like kind of like Legos, and then you decorate them. Usually, sometimes it's just like a single shape, like it could look like a house, or it could look like I've done some really unhinged ones for October. I made one that looked like a pumpkin. No, like the shape of the house was like a pumpkin.
Yeah. Wow.
That's really neat.
Do you know what? I suck at Sims, but I've always told myself if I do Sims again, I'm going to do one of your shells.
You got one out. You got a month. Last year's was truly it was awful. I made it shaped like a bat. So.
Wow.
I think that's great. I bet it came out great.
Collection, have you played Sims like that? Like, have you built things?
I have. The last Sims I played, and I don't even know what it was called, but my sister played it on the Xbox.
Okay.
It might have been Sims 1 or 2. And I enjoy watching people play The Sims, but when I play it, it just makes me think that I should be doing those things in real life. And I'm like, I don't think I should be watching someone do this. I should go clean my own dishes. But I do really like how creative people get with like the worlds they build and their houses, and like how people create stories with their Sims. Like, oh, this is a married couple, but then this guy down the street is like they're cheating on their wife with someone in this house. Like they create dramas and stuff. So that's really fun. But it hits too close to home for me when I play it.
That's fair.
But it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
You mean like ghosts show up in your house all the time? And
wait, does that happen in Sims?
Die. Yeah, people just die in your house sometimes if they're old or laugh too hard.
See, I can't deal with my Sims dying either.
Oh, it's hard.
I can't. Oh, so
You've
I used to watch
birth
my
to
sister
them.
play.
Yeah.
And then I would play every now and again. I'm like, it's too real. It's too. Even as a kid, I was like, it's too real.
Yeah. I heard that you can actually learn the language Simish.
Oh, Simlish?
Yes, it right. Sorry, Simlish, not Simish. So yeah, there are some
That's
people
amazing.
that have learnt it, and I didn't even realize. I just thought they were just muttering nonsense, but it turns out it's not nonsense, and that it is a full blown language.
I want to hear someone speak it.
Yeah.
It sounds like nonsense to me.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, okay. So here's the thing: if we ever do
It's like
this,
Klingon.
yeah.
Right?
But even that isn't that like a language that people have learnt as well?
I think that
Yeah.
there's like college classes on it. Yeah. I don't know if you can major in Klingon.
Yeah.
That would be incredible, honestly.
Yeah. So I think your
It's a
challenge
choice.
should be that you have to learn Simlish now, KitKat.
Once
Oh my goodness.
it's like your it's like Duolingo, like challenge a day or something.
That's it. Yeah. So do
That's
you
what I'll
guys? Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Do it. It'll be interesting. Like one day we'll come into your stream and then you're just like talking this like,
Just
and we're
like-
like, what's going on here?
Is she having a stroke?
It's like, I'll call the police.
Yeah.
Not an ambulance. She's got to go to jail.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That took a turn I didn't expect.
You know, I don't play games. I don't play.
You don't
jail.
play games. Did you
I
hear
don't
that?
play. Nah. This is all fake. It's fake. It's a picture.
So do you guys feel like, oh, this is a tougher question, actually. I just realized this is like a serious. Do you guys feel like the gaming industry has changed? Oh, Bluey.
Little Bluey.
That's so cute.
He's my good luck charm.
Aww.
So the question is, do we think the gaming industry has changed? Absolutely. Yeah, do we have like a specific point, or you mean just in general? Like as far as like when we were kids, or just in the past couple years since we started streaming?
I guess you could answer both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would think since I was a kid, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the answer is yes either way. But as a kid, I mean, the way graphics have advanced, the way multiplayer's become big. I mean, there's so many angles and avenues you could take. But even I think what's more interesting is even in the last 5 years, like gaming has gone in such a crazy direction with the like Fortnites. You know, you have your battle royales, you have your microtransactions, your loot crates. Gaming has felt so monetized now, and it's frustrating because I just want to like put in a game and play it. I don't want to think about DLC. I don't want to think about skin. Personally, I've never really cared about skins and customization. Sometimes it's cool. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, I need that Sonic skin on my I don't know, my flame throwing wielding army guy.
I was like, where is
need.
this going? You need your Sonic skin
You
where?
always got Sonic. No matter where you go, Sonic's there. But yeah, so I think the last 5 years has been quite a significant change to the point where I'm almost like not as excited about gaming in general because of how money hungry it is. And maybe it's always been that way, but so many games, even I mean The Sims is a great example. They come out with so many DLCs.
Yeah.
They're penny pinching you everywhere you look. They're like, "Hey, you want this skin for Harold? There you go." Like it's giving you just
this hair?
stupidest stuff.
This
Yeah, right, the hair, this
Harold
makeup,
needs a new skin.
and then you look at sports games, you look at all these things. So it's frustrating. Granted, you don't have to spend any of this money. I mean, that's a big thing is you don't have to spend any of this money. But I think a lot of games are so money focused from the second you start it, like the free to play stuff and everything. It's really tough to enjoy it just on a surface level, you know?
Yeah.
I will say one thing though. I do agree, like DLC, like it is annoying that they keep making you pay for more stuff. But I will say this, I love it, especially if they do it for free. You know, like Dave the Diver. Whenever they do a DLC for that, I'm just like, yes.
Yeah. And that's a great point. Indie developers know how to do it.
Yeah, this is it.
They know how to add so much.
Yes.
Indie's the place.
Yes. Yeah. What about you, KitKat? And I'm curious to know what you think about what Collection said about the fact that Sims is making you purchase more things. Like, how do you feel about that?
For sure. It's definitely an issue. And I think I know that, like, back when I didn't stream, I got a couple of, my PlayStation couldn't handle, like, all the DLC anyway. It would have literally died. But there wouldn't have even been enough space.
Yeah.
But like, I did feel like, oh, I wish I could have that. That looks so cool, especially watching like Sims YouTubers or Twitch streams. Like, oh, that's so cool. Because some of the bigger Sim streams that or YouTubers mostly that I watch, I don't hang out in streams like a ton anymore because of having to go back to work and stuff. But when I can, it's usually like smaller streams and my friends. But like when I watch Sims YouTubers, a lot of those people are in the EA Creator Network, which I'm in now, but you know, it's been less than a year now. Like I get gifted the packs now, which is I'm so grateful for. Like a lot of the the new expansion packs, the big ones are $40 US dollars. And it's like, I wouldn't buy that right away. I would wait for a sale. Like, because they do have pretty good sales. There's one going on right now.
She wouldn't be sponsored by EA without mentioning that.
I have a creator code if you want it. Look on my channel. It just takes money for if you want to take money from EA, give it to me.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. But like, I wouldn't have been buying those packs right away or ever even, and I still don't have some things because they started making kits, which are like little mini baby packs that are just like either like build stuff or clothes usually, or like hairs and stuff. On the PC you can get custom content, and so I'm like, well, I'm not gonna pay for clothes that are separate, like that's just silly. So it's definitely a problem, and there's been some like Sims news about like, I guess they're not gonna have a Sims 5. I don't know what they're doing. But like, it still seems like they're gonna keep coming out with these kits.
The new ones, they will. Yeah.
And they're like $5, but still, it's not like a ton of things. It's usually just items.
Yeah.
So you especially like you said, you can get custom content. You can get, I assume there's mods and things like that. Like, ways to make the experience better without having to spend more money.
Right. The good thing is for like console players, like obviously they can't get access to mods or anything like that. But at the end of the day, unless you have like a really souped up console, I don't know how that would happen. Like with a ton of space, you can't have everything anyway because it takes up so much space.
Yeah, it would be like exclusively that game. That's all you could play because it would just take up so much. Yeah, so it's hard, especially when you're only playing, like 1 or 2 games, and they're constant the cat.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's just every time you were talking, she keeps pulling my headphones out. I don't know if you saw me. She yanked my headphone. Yeah, she yanked my headphone out.
Like, don't listen to that. Listen
oh my
to me.
god, she yanked it out, and I was just like, "What the hell?" I thought my ear was gonna fall off. Like, she is just. So I gave her treats to shut her up, but instead it hyped her up even more. Cats are the worst to stream with.
They are. So I had a cat long ago, Oscar, and when I started streaming, he was always a menace. He shut off my PC twice. 2 different streams.
Oh my god, she did the same thing. I heard.
And
Remus can't get to the power. Remus can't get to it.
Good.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, just numerous things. Cats are brutal for streaming.
Oh my god. Would you get another cat collection?
God. What I'd be most nervous about, and he also chewed some wires once on my PC, some power wires and stuff. So I'd be nervous about the cat chewing things when I'm not paying attention. Because Oscar, like by the time I was streaming, he was pretty old. He was like 13 when I started. So he was an older cat anyways. So he wasn't eating as much or doing. He still like did crazy things, but it would be a lot. It would be a lot to have a cat, especially in my room. I would be so nervous of all the
knocking stuff down.
Yeah.
Exactly. But oh my god, my heart.
Yeah. You would just have to train a cat to be a streamer cat.
It's like when I'm I'll have the cat stream for me. Well, I'll put it in the chair.
Yeah, but Remus is so good. That's KitKat's cat, Remus. She's fully streaming, and he's just sitting on her lap perfectly. I'm like, my cat would never do that. My cat.
He's on the back of the couch right now. Eventually, he might wake up and be like, "Hello, I need attention." But this afternoon, I worked from home today, and he just like came over. I wasn't doing it very much, but he just came over and was like nestled. His head was right here on my shoulder, and he was just like, "Hold me like a baby."
Oh my god, that's so cute.
My Oscar would claw at me. I would like go to pet him and be like, he was a good cat, but sometimes he was a goof.
I
But Kay, how do you feel about games? Sorry, you can.
No. You go. No, I was just
I was
gonna.
get us back on track.
No, yeah, you should. I was gonna ask you another question about your cat, so I should we should move on from cats. No, this is just
That's
become a
fun.
cat stream.
Cats are a
podcast.
big part of streaming, whether or not you think so.
Yeah.
Cats are a big part.
They are 100%. I actually watched. Sorry, I'm gonna do this one last time. I actually watched somebody who full blown left his cat on the camera for hours. And he just had words on stream with the cat there.
Oh, really?
And people just like watched this cat.
The cat. It's pretty smart. People love cats.
There's a channel that streams otters. So
Oh, that's cute.
I've seen a duck one before where you can feed the ducks, like you could redeem points and stuff. Otters, I want to see the otters one though. That's cute.
Yeah. I'll send it. I'll send it to y'all.
Okay.
So sorry to
chat.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, Collection. You were asking me how. What did you ask me about the how?
The
Just
gaming
like how do you
industry
feel about
changed.
gaming?
Gaming
how much
industry.
it's changed.
Yeah. I think I do feel like it's changed because I think that we were sort of more closeted gamers. I don't know how to. I'm just going to explain that a little bit more. Especially when I was younger, I felt like if I wanted to talk to some people, even to be honest, even now, certain social groups, you don't mention gaming. You don't just because. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people just kind of look at you like, oh, what are you, 12 years old? Mostly boomers, but yeah, they kind of look at you and they're like, oh, okay, like you're so into gaming, you're such a like a child
it's like you
or
don't
whatever.
You don't do anything else. You're not actually a grown up.
Yeah.
And who's a real grown up?
That's it.
Not me.
I feel comfortable enjoying my hobbies. So what do you do?
Exactly. Exactly. Like I'm a very big like tabletop like gamer as well. Like people don't realize that about me. I love tabletop games.
I would have never. I don't think I would have pinned you as that.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. I have so many and I just.
They're so fun.
Yeah, so fun. And I love playing all sorts of games with people. And there's like a group of friends that kind of just like that. Look, they're lovely, lovely people. You're gonna be like, oh, you should not be friends with them.
Right? They judge you for playing games.
That's it. Yeah. But I do feel like nowadays it is more accepted to be into gaming
in general. Just across the board, people are very, very like people are playing it. You can talk to more people about gaming.
Yeah. This is the other thing as well for me, which is such a big thing, was that I used to think that I could never play games because I was never good as my brothers. The bar was really high. My brothers were so good at gaming. They would never let me play because one time I played with them and I made their character lose. I remember I was playing Donkey Kong and I couldn't get to the end and I lost his save or whatever it was and he was so upset. Never let me play ever again. I just had to watch. So I just assumed that gaming was only for people that are so good at gaming.
Right.
If that makes sense. But I feel like
for a long.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I
was just going to say for a long time, it was like mostly a boys thing. Like, boys, at least here in the US, like a lot of the time it was like it was a boys thing.
Yes.
But yeah, as a kid, I was always very proud of my nerdiness. I would wear nerd shirts. I would wear it proud on my sleeve.
Yeah.
I wasn't really nervous about it, but I also had a type of personality where I think a lot of people just enjoyed my company, regardless of if I was a super nerd or not.
Yeah.
I always tried to include the people who definitely struggled, like meeting people because of their gaming. Like you could tell they were just like a big nerd. But yeah, I've certainly seen people struggle a lot because they were like talking about being a gamer.
And I think too, I still have seen this more recently, like, oh, well, you play The Sims, only girls play The Sims, and it's not a real game. It's like, it's a game. How is it not a game? Like,
it's more of a game than half of the games I play.
It's just so misogynistic and silly to just be like, oh, it's not a real game, or saying that like Stardew is not a real game, or
right. I still get confused.
Fall Guys or anything.
I've been playing games for 20 years, and Stardew is complicated. I'm like, this is a game.
Yeah,
I look it up.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There'll always be people who say that. It doesn't matter how accepted something is. People will always find something to complain about. Always find a way to be misogynistic. It's brutal.
Yeah.
But they're stupid. That's the thing. You just ignore them.
Right.
They're trash.
Yeah.
And I think too, the gaming industry is as you know, from when we were like kids, it has become more inclusive and like more visibility to people who aren't like white people. There's more there's more non-white people in the game. It's wild.
Yep.
It's so necessary. Or like queer stories or anything.
Yeah,
like
I'm glad
just
you
like
said that.
General inclusiveness.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
just like people who are beautiful and look like Kate exist. Please look at them in my game. Like, this is like taking it back to The Sims a little bit again, because that's literally my personality is just The Sims. But like they've had in the past few years, and I mean, like I said, I got back into playing Sims in 2020. I hadn't played since like 2011, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
With Sims 3. Because we played Sims growing up from like Sims 1 to 2. I didn't play Sims 3 very much because I was in college, and so I was busy doing other things. Although I would have had a lot of fun playing The Sims. But like in recent years, like the past few years, there have been updates to like free updates to the game. Free. Finally.
Free.
They do free updates. But like adding more skin tones and like skin tone sliders so that you can match skin tones that you see in real life or that look like you in the game. Being able to add pronouns and customize your pronouns and add kind of like trans characters. It's just like adding more life to the game.
I will say something though. I will say something. Like, for example, when I played Pokemon, they were adding skin tones, but I was a bit annoyed because it was like my skin tone. I always struggle to find foundation to match my skin tone. Like today, I'm wearing 2 different foundations just to get like somewhat of my color. I was playing Pokemon, and it was like you either fair skinned. It was one of the games, and I was a bit annoyed about it. And it was like you were either like just an olive or like really dark skinned. I was like, wait, where's me?
Yeah, it's like 3 options.
Wait, where's me?
Right, where's the in between?
Yeah, it was just, anyway. All right, so what I'm going to do now, guys, we're just going to pause for a bit so we can, if you guys need to go stretch your legs or anything, let me know if you want to do that or if you need to have a quick break. Also, chat, this is your time. If you want to ask us specific questions to KitKatGinger, CollectionRevolution, or myself, YouKayy, please do pop them into chat. But I am going to just be, and you guys feel free to go through any of the chat as well if there's something that strikes out to you that you wanted to talk about.
People were just talking about how like the prices for gaming nowadays is still like it's okay for the type of content we're getting.
Yeah.
And I do agree with that. I think gaming in general is like the price for stuff is high, but we also are getting higher quality products.
Yeah.
Which I could see, but I also, I mean, again, we're still being hit with so many DLCs and stuff, and of course you don't have to get them. You don't have to get them, but it is just the idea that is part of the ecosystem of the game. Where I could, like, back in the day, you would get a Crash Bandicoot game, and that's it. It would have everything in there. You would unlock it. You would get everything. Yeah, it's just it's different.
Yeah,
it's very different.
Well, for sure.
So somebody wrote here. So Aaron wrote, games were way more expensive back in the day, but I don't know if that's accurate in the sense that it depends on what console you're talking about, because there are certain games on the PlayStation that was like $100 and I was like, this is ridiculous, like I'm sorry, but it was over $100, and as you say, I'm pretty sure there was DLC with that as well, and I was like, no, I'm not committing to that. That is just ridiculously priced. And I'm like, yes, okay, I'm sorry, the art, the graphics, some of the graphics was pretty cool, like it was like an animation, like anime style, which is what attracted me to it, because weeb. But no, but there are games that are really well priced, and those ones I believe are like the indie gamers, that they price them up not too high, in my opinion. Like, I do think it is pricey, but I think they're worth it because they're indie developers, they deserve it. They work hard, they're small companies. Susie wrote, the rush of having to release the point, it's piecemeal, and needing DLCs to keep people's attention after releasing can be rough, though a lot of pressure on the developers, I imagine.
Yeah, I know The Sims has a problem with releasing things that are broken.
Yeah.
Releasing DLC that is broken.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to read and I couldn't remember. Villa did say that he's sending a gurney straight to KitKat's house. That was, I think,
a gurney.
Yeah, a gurney and a
I
straight
told
jacket.
you not to call the ambulance. I have to pay for it.
Oh god,
I don't
that
have that
is
kind
sad.
of money.
Oh, there's a lot of love for Oscar in the chat. That's cute.
Aw.
Good old Oscar.
We love cats.
Yeah, he was a fun part of my stream. He would just pop up in the background randomly, things like that over the years. He was a good cat.
Susie said, I went to an all-girls school and people thought I was weird for gaming. Oh, that's interesting.
Because it had that stigma of being one for boys and two just gaming. Like it wasn't until seriously like 2020 it started to become way more like accepted because everyone was home. It's like, okay, what are we gonna do? And they're like, oh, you got video games, whoever you lived with. So more people get into it. It was becoming steadily popular anyways before that, and YouTube helped out a lot. I think there was a lot of YouTubers, but people found gaming to be more of something that was fun to watch and not play because they would watch Markiplier and PewDiePie and watch the big games, whatever they were playing. So but yeah, I definitely think gaming is much better, more accepted now, for sure.
Oh, PewDiePie, is he still around?
I don't know. I've never watched him, so.
Oh, okay.
I totally missed him.
KJ says, also games like Tales of Kanzera is another example of that, games with different cultures. I actually haven't heard of that one.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
That's an indie game. It's wicked good.
Sims just added better options for including different orientations and queer experiences. That's cool.
Yeah, with the newest expansion pack. I don't know how often they released expansion packs before COVID because like I said, I wasn't playing again, but it feels like it's every 2 minutes, but I think it's like I think they're catching up from delays with COVID.
Yeah.
With their like development teams and stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, there is. That is Yeah. There's a new expansion pack that does add like polyamorous relationships or like it seems like an asexual like character trait, which is cool to have different.
You said the word polyamorous, and I'm sure Ave is somewhere in chat, like going, "Oh my god, poly! Anything poly happens, they're just like blowing up in chat about it." So Purple,
that's like my sister.
Yeah, Polly said. Purple said, "Polly, Purple." Why did I call you Polly Purple? I'm so sorry. My coworker told me she was glad her husband wasn't into gaming, so she knows he's not spending all their money on games and goes outside. And I told her it was about balance and self-control at that point. It's true.
I went outside earlier today.
Yeah.
You're not special. Calm down.
I went to the mailbox. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I like the inside. It's nice in here.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, it's hot outside here.
It's safe here, especially in America. Sorry to say that, but in America, you're safer inside. Don't leave your house.
Don't go outside. It's gross. Yeah. They're people. They're icky.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm just going to quickly whiz through this. It also depends on these indie cozy companies combined with Steam sales. That is true. That is true. Indie companies put in more work than AAA companies. Is that how you say that? The 100%
AAA,
100% deserve it. Svilla said, you talked about the changing of the gaming industry. What is all of your biggest gripe with the modern gaming industry? I feel like we've answered that question.
The capitalism of it
That's all. Right. I think that's what it is.
And I think that probably was true when we were kids, but we didn't like understand fully money, and then like we weren't in control of our own money. And if you're watching like kids, the overt like ads constantly is just it's increased with having social media and phones in our hands instead of on the wall. So,
it's true. Yeah.
Taking 10 minutes to connect to the internet to send a single email.
It was
wild times.
We were patient back in the day. Now we have no patience.
I mean, come on. I'm so old. I remember my mom going, "Hey, I need to phone your aunt. Get off the internet."
Yeah.
Because the phone
The
line
noise still
was
sticks in
connected
my
to the
head.
internet. No one will understand this. The phone
No.
line is connected to the internet. You couldn't make phone calls if the internet was going.
Right, you had to
Right.
get kicked off, and it was always you have to get kicked off the internet. The
That's
phone
it.
was number one.
Nah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
PewDiePie
I
is.
see a question
Yeah,
here.
yeah. No, you go. Yeah.
So Vanilla said the fake the fake Odwin asks collection. Do you know the I don't want to butcher this because I don't know French. Joueur du Grenier, big
That was
YouTuber
beautiful.
in France.
Yeah.
Thank you. In France, retro gaming reviews. I've not heard of them. I tend to, when I watch like people who talk about gaming on YouTube, I tend to gravitate towards the more obscure still. Like I do enjoy watching big collector videos and stuff, but I tend to I like learning about games that I don't know about already, and so I like to watch kind of smaller channels.
I feel like that goes back to people saying that when you become partner, you lose more people because you're not smaller anymore. I don't know. So Owen asked if we're happy.
I would say I'm pretty happy.
That's a hard question for me. I'm sorry.
I don't think so right now. Right now.
Why don't we change that question to are we happy when we're playing games? Let's do it that way. Not about our life, but are we happy when we're playing games?
Are the games we're playing satisfying?
Okay, let's just change this completely.
Seems like it's the same answer for Kat.
What was your first game you all played?
Helps.
What was the first game?
Ever?
Yeah, what was the first game we ever played?
Ever?
Yes.
Super Mario Brothers.
Same.
On the NES.
Same.
It was the first one.
Sorry.
I think my brother's playing it.
No. Mine was that or the Street Fighter.
Oh, Street Fighter.
Oh.
That was my first game.
That might be the first game that I ever played. We didn't have like any consoles until I was in like middle school. My sister won like a PlayStation 2. So we didn't have any console games until our cousin gave us his PlayStation 1. And then we would play like Driver and just drive around and not actually play anything correctly.
Yeah.
But like mostly our introduction to gaming was like being at his house and watching him play things like that, or we'd like trade off.
That's like, I guess that's the same with me watching my brothers like play. That's it. This is us like females being forced to watch a male.
Yeah. It was his. He did let us play.
Yeah.
But it was hard on some older systems, because if there's like he has one controller or it's a one player game, like except for Street Fighter, you couldn't really
that's
have
true.
multiple people
That's
playing
true.
at once.
Yeah. I'm just going to answer 2 more questions and then we're just going to wrap it up just so we can move on. Sorry, guys. So Purple's question was, I want to ask what your peers or family think about you guys streaming.
My family has learned to accept it. I think they respect it and they understand it, because I do it for a big chunk of my day. I do it 5 days a week. I do it from generally 3 to like 8 or 9. So and my family's like home. Our schedules are kind of all over the place because I still live at home. And so I see them regularly. And they get it. It's definitely like, it's not like an embarrassing thing or like a funny thing. Like they don't make fun of me for it or anything like that. So it's cool. I would say they're pretty accepting. They think they're interesting, but I think the big thing is they want to see me take off with it, because it's hard.
They're so supportive. That's great.
Yeah. It's hard to like tell them, like I can tell them like, hey, I'm getting free games from Capcom or things like that, but it doesn't really equate to understanding unless I start getting like really paid from it, or doing whatever I can to help. So it's interesting in that way, but that's I think they respect it, understand, supportive.
That's good
in that level.
What about you, KitKat?
I remember like first telling just my mom, like, I'm gonna get a computer and stream, and she's like, why?
That's it.
She's like, what?
Why? They genuinely asked why.
She didn't get it. Yeah, because like I would sometimes, there was like a couple of weeks in December in 2020 when I was at her house for 3 weeks because of Christmas time, and so I was just at her house for 3 weeks, working at her dining room table.
Yeah.
And during the day because she's a teacher, so she like would get home from work and stuff.
Yep.
And she would like see me like I had like other people's like streams up on my iPad and I'm just like watching.
She just doesn't get it.
And it was so funny. I remember I had like done somebody else's shell challenge and I was like, look, Mom, they liked my build. And she's like, what? But so they are really supportive. Like my sisters will both come into stream. My mom will come into stream sometimes. It took me a while. Like I told a couple of my friends that I was streaming because I wanted, like when I started, because I was trying to hit affiliate. So I was like, can someone just come sit in my chat? And
just
I don't care if you talk to me. Because my mom did that for a bit, and I know eventually when I told my older sister, she came too. But yeah, like it took a little while for me to like tell more people. Like I didn't tell my coworkers or anything. So I don't want them showing up. I don't think they would, but like they'd probably be like, that's weird. But overall, pretty supportive and don't think I'm that weird.
No, I give you like 30% weirdness.
Exactly.
For me, okay, I haven't told my family. My sister knows.
You haven't told anyone?
So my two sisters know, and everyone else doesn't know because I just don't think that they would be as supportive and understanding, unfortunately. If they do come across it, I don't feel like I'm doing anything improper. I think it's because sometimes like I feel like some of my brothers, like I know my one brother would be very supportive, but I feel like there's a lot of association for female streamers, like especially those streamers like have their everything out, and you know what, if that works for you, you do that. That's you do that. I definitely,
if you're comfy,
but I do also feel like for those that are completely out and just put stickers on things, there's a platform for you, and it ain't Twitch. You should probably move on. If you're just going to put stickers over those things, please, and you're not even playing games, you're just, please just go to a different platform.
This is
I know this is controversial. Right now. I know this is controversial for me to say, but I'm talking about those extremes. I'm not afraid to say it. Please move on. There's a platform for you. And and I think that's why some people have a hard time when I say, oh, I'm a streamer. They're like, wait, what? There are some friends that know. I have like a group of friends that know about my streaming and a group of friends that don't, or they know that I do it, don't really talk about it with them. So this is why I'm so grateful for my community, because then I have that, and I have you guys to support me. So I think, it's a bit awkward, and that's why I don't ever give my real name out as well. But there's also another reason for that, but I'm not going to get into that today. And
it's okay, George.
Yeah.
It's
okay, thanks. Oh, God, stop it. You're doxing me.
George, it's fine. People need to know.
I try not to share my name out just because it's also like more unique, and
my name is so unique.
You know what's so funny? I just thought
easy to find me.
Kat and Kay. I legit had no idea either of them.
Wait, hang on a second. SK just said he feels betrayed. He thought my name was Kay.
That's what I'm saying.
I know what your name is because you have the postcard.
That's true. Yeah.
The truth.
Okay, so we're gonna not answer any more questions from chat. I'm so sorry, but this question, if Villa, if you can make a note of this question, this is from KJ. I would like to answer that question later on when we do our next sort of chat. That's a very good question, but we'll get to that later because I feel like
save your questions.
Yeah. So that's a great question. And I'm sorry that you feel betrayed that our real names aren't CollectionRevolution, YouKayy, and KitKatGinger. Like
Hey, everyone knows my name.
Your dad in the hospital was like, mom's unconscious, she's busy. You know what I'm naming this kid? Collection Revolution. I hope he's a genius. Imagine like a 6-year-old learning to write their name. Like,
oh my God, you would learn pretty well. You would learn the whole alphabet with that.
So let's continue on. This question.
Back in podcast mode.
Yes. Now, you guys, I am kind of going through my own questions, but if you feel like you want to have a question, just chime in anytime.
For sure.
But the next question I was going to ask. Wait, did I ask the other question? Yeah. So this is actually quite interesting because we were just talking about this. So this sort of like goes straight in. During the break, we talked about this a little bit. So we're just going to get back into it. So this question is: how do you determine what to share with your community and about your personal life, and what you don't? I feel like that sigh from KitKat. I think let's go to it.
Mhm.
I think part of it for me is like a safety issue.
Mhm.
Like I don't want to be people to find me, normally.
Mhm.
Eventually, maybe, Kay can come find me. I'm not mad about that.
Oh,
It's just,
okay.
she's so far away.
Hello. Oh, that's why.
You're safe. That's it.
Exactly. But like when you don't know 100% of the time who's watching anyway, it would be because of where I work too. Like it would be easy to find me, and I just feel like that's kind of creepy. Aside from like those types of details, in general, when things happen, I'm not like too guarded because I try to be authentic. Like if I am struggling, or if if there's something funny that happened, things like that. But it can definitely be a challenge because I also don't want to like trauma dump on everyone in my own stream, especially when I don't want people trauma dumping on me either, because that's shocking. But I think it can be hard to like find a balance as well, depending on your experience with other people who have come into the community.
This is quite interesting that you talked about trauma dumping. Now, there's a line, isn't there? For me, I'm such a big mental health advocate. Like I'm so big on mental health because I personally suffer with I'm what you would call I've been diagnosed as high functioning anxiety and depression sufferer. So it means that high functioning basically just means I know I have to get up and go to work and look after my kid and do things like that. But when there's a day where I know that my brain automatically knows that I don't have to look after, like, 'cause, like, let's say Bear's gone to daycare or something like that, I literally can't get out of bed. I'm in bed all day. But in terms of trauma dumping, what I wanted to go back to is I don't mind when it's somebody that's been in my community for a while and something has happened in their life and they wanted to chat about it. That's okay with me. But it's those people that will suddenly come in and then just never heard of them before and they suddenly tell me this massive story. And that's a lot. Like that, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, because like I said, with, like someone could be watching and not chatting, or they could watch the VODs and then come in person later. They feel like they know you. There's like that parasocial aspect. They feel like they know you from watching your videos and be lurking in streams. But like you're like, who is this? Like I don't want to be like rude and be like, I've seen on like Twitter previously where people like big streamers would be like, well, I've never seen you before in my life, and so obviously a new chatter is just gonna like bop out of there if they are just trying to engage. But when it's like someone coming in and being like, my grandpa died, this isn't the place for that. And like that's I think why the Discord can be really useful. Discord communities, because you can have channels that allow people to like share some of those struggles and like get support that way, where it's not on stream and people can like choose to see it as opposed to it being thrown at you suddenly and out of nowhere.
Yeah, I certainly had my share of people who didn't really understand how what they were saying was affecting not only me but people in the community. So we've had our share of dealing with that, because there is like Kay said, there is a fine line, and some people just don't see it. They just don't know how much is too much. And it is tough because also, similar to what Kay was saying, like there are people who's been in the community for a long time, and they come in with something heavy because they feel comfortable with everybody and they talk every day.
That's right.
And it's like, you don't want to give them special treatment and give other people the idea that they can do that, but also they have carved their space in the community where they can do that because we're all there to support. So it's like, it's so, as a streamer, it's so tough to balance. I still to this day, when somebody comes in with heavy news, I still don't know exactly what to say. I'll always say like, I'm sorry, and like, genuinely feel bad because it is such like a bad thing whenever someone does that. I assume it's like kind of a heavy thing, but I try to push people towards like, hey, send me a DM later or talk about it in Discord or things like that, because it's not only because to like deflect from the stream, but also other people's insight can be very helpful. I think talking about things is so important, just in general of everything. So but yeah, as far as like my personal, like when I tell chat about things or nothing,
I'm actually quite curious about this collection, because I feel like, how do I say this now? Because me and KitKat have this whole thing about safety aspect, but I'm not sure if that's because we are female. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like there's a safety aspect for yourself? Like, do you feel like you can't tell people things for safety? But do you ever think about the safety aspect being a guy?
I think about other people in my family. I think about like how it might affect like just my mom, my sister, like my family. Like I always think about like, oh man, if I get super popular, because I see these stories of like people's houses being attacked, people being stalked and things like that. So it makes me nervous in that regard. But as far as like the gender aspect of it, I don't. And this very well could be like backing your you know, female versus male. Like I don't think about it in that way. Like maybe it's just because I'm a male and I'm a bigger guy. You know, I'm 6'2". I'm big, so I haven't been like super concerned about my safety, because I not to say I'm not. I am very like cautious about giving away where I live and stuff. But as far as like personal life details, I've always been so open. I feel like it is. I trust a lot of people within the community, and it's a way to connect on a different level. Not even in the sense of like, hey, let's all connect over this terrible thing, but it's just like I want people to know where I am mentally and why streams are different and why things are different. But I also understand not saying anything and dealing with it yourself, because it is heavy for a lot of people. But because streaming is such a massive part of my life, I feel like if something big happens to me, I have to let people know.
Because for sure.
It's not easy for me to like take a week or 2 weeks off without an explanation, you know. As opposed to like if I only streamed a couple days and I was like working, it would be a little different. But because it is like my job essentially, it's
and I think that even if it was like, you know, me and Kay not streaming every single day or as often as 5 days, it's still like there are people in the community who are looking forward to those streams that they know they usually happen on this time, and you share a set schedule and stuff. But like I think that because it's just like it's a comfort thing for a lot of people. I mean, that's why I watch streams and still do hang out in your guys' streams, because it's comforting to be in those spaces where you don't necessarily have to interact too much. You can just listen or watch someone play a game. You can chat, obviously, but it's, and like, especially in the past, probably before Twitch and YouTube, like gaming was so like isolating. You were mostly like playing by yourself or with like up to 4 friends, and and it's like it helps bring a community. Someone else is here to tell us. There you go. Your cat's here now.
Yo, our fourth special guest.
I will share something actually that's happened with me is when I was streaming and somebody who lived in Melbourne, I did say this is one thing that I'm gonna give like solid advice for people is like I stopped posting so like let's say I'm going somewhere and I want to post about it, I don't post it until I've left that location, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I did say that I'm going into the city, in Melbourne City that day. I don't know why I shared that information, but I did. And then I had somebody say, oh my God, I'm going into Melbourne and I'm hoping that I can see you. And I was very freaked out by that. But I was so on alert the whole time, and I was with friends.
Do you think
and
they meant it in a fun way, or did you take it as kind of
uncomfortable? No, it was not in a comfortable way, and I'm not that close to that person. I have since banned that person from my stream because they've sent me DMs and it made me feel uncomfortable, and they kept wanting to suddenly try and catch me in Melbourne, that kind of stuff. It was very awkward, very uncomfortable. It started making other people feel uncomfortable, and so definitely like safety aspect for me. It just didn't make me feel safe and comfortable.
No.
And the other thing as well is just going back to like how unique our names are. So if you typed my full name into Google, you would find me, because I was on LinkedIn. I deleted my LinkedIn, but for some reason the internet doesn't get rid of that information, so it's very frustrating.
It's forever.
So it just stays there. I tried to do my best to remove information, but if you did, it is very awkward. So that's.
And I think like my job is like visible, and so it's like, you'd be able to find me, no problem.
Yeah. Oh my God! Can I just say, the way you're holding your cat like a little baby, I am.
This is what he was doing earlier.
This is just adorable. My cat would never. This is just flipping adorable. You know what? You both that is adorable. Oh my God. that is so just cute. Adorable.
He's a little baby.
So adorable. That is, oh my God. And then, so how do I determine what to share? So I share my mental health status all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing I always do. I give snippets of what's happening in my life to kind of vaguely explain why I'm feeling that way, but I don't go into too much detail. I do share stories of my patients because I find them hilarious, and I'm not like I'm giving their name out.
Right.
But so what about you guys? How do you determine, like, I do apologize if you feel like you've already answered it, but
no, I think
just, what are you sharing, what aren't you sharing, is, I think that's my question.
I think, except for like personal details about like how to find me in real life, I think overall I do share those aspects of my life. I mean, like, not a lot happens to me generally, besides work and like family stuff. So I will talk about those things. And then like, with like what happened a couple 10 days ago. Like, I posted in the Discord about that, but I took a couple days off streaming, but like I wrote a little Word document to put on stream so that people would not ask me about it. And I'm still not like ready to talk about it.
And then, right, because not only do you have to deal with it like yourself, but knowing that you're like, almost like a public figure, like you stream and like other people look up to you. How do you stream without telling them? And I think that's a really good way to do it. So you don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, because like there's a big bug on the wall.
Oh,
I'll squish it. Ready?
Get it.
Did I get it?
No, he's still
Oh my God. So yesterday we did a quick trial run for this, and Collection had this bloody spider that he just suddenly, he was so casual, but we were just talking, and all of a sudden Collection just brings in front of the camera. There's like this bloody spider. And I was like,
because they always descend down right in front of the camera.
I didn't even, I thought was it real? Because you were acting so normal about it. And I was like, is this real?
Because I get them all the time. Yeah, it was just like a daddy.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, I'm so used to it. As long as it's not like a creepy, like fast and like thick spider, I'm fine with it. But like, I can't.
Not an Aussie spider.
Yeah, I was going to say, the spiders you guys have, no thank you. I would pass out. I would just die on stream.
If you guys want to know about Australian spiders, you should Google redback spiders, whitetail spiders, and my best friend, huntsman spiders. Those are great. Just definitely do that.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Don't do that if you have arachnophobia.
Yeah. So, guys, this is turning into quite a longish podcast. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just let you know that we are going to split this into 2 podcast sessions. So what I'm doing, as in like, we're going to continue on just now, but but what I'm doing is we're going to split the no. Like, we're going to split the VOD here. That's right. Yeah. So so I'm just going to do a quick sound thing, and then we'll keep going if that's okay with you guys.
To be continued.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah. So that was a wrap of part 1 for our podcast for streamer podcast, potentially called streamer therapy podcast, because that's what it's turning into. It's absolutely, it's
I think
streamer
so.
therapy. So we're gonna stay tuned. We're gonna be posting the part 2 of our streamer podcast shortly. Thanks so much. Okay.